Game of Thrones has never shied away from brutal character deaths, but in the case of Grand Maester Pycelle, the bloodshed was actually requested by the actor himself. Julian Glover, who portrayed the elderly and increasingly sidelined Pycelle, recently revealed that he asked to be killed off after feeling his role had become dull and stagnant. In an interview with IGN, Glover explained his growing frustration with the character's trajectory. Once a sharp satirical reflection of bureaucratic corruption in King's Landing, Pycelle had gradually been reduced to little more than a punching bag for Cersei Lannister, with no real narrative weight. That wasn't any fun to play, Glover admitted, recalling how Pycelle was constantly berated without ever getting a proper moment of retaliation or significance. Glover approached the Game of Thrones showrunners and asked to leave the show, wanting a meaningful exit rather than fading into irrelevance. Their response? A death scene he could be proud of. And that's exactly what he got. Pycelle's demise in Season 6, executed by Qyburn's Little Birds, was gruesome, symbolic, and deeply ironic. A powerful figure who once wielded influence over kings was torn apart by the very street children he ignored, kids weaponized by the very system he helped sustain. Although Pycelle was far from a fan favorite, his death resonated with viewers. It was shocking, yes, but also poetic. It reinforced one of Game of Thrones' central themes: power doesn't protect anyone forever. In a world where even heroes like Ned Stark met swift, brutal ends, Pycelle's final moments felt like long overdue justice delivered by the hands of the overlooked. Critics have often noted how the show mishandled certain characters in later seasons. Glover's Pycelle, once layered and morally ambiguous, had been reduced to background noise. But in death, he was re-elevated, becoming a symbol of the ruthless cycle of power in King's Landing, where age, title, and reputation ultimately mean nothing. At over 100 years old in the lore, Pycelle's longevity was staggering, but in the end, even he couldn't escape the game. Glover's decision to bow out wasn't just about screen time, it was about dignity, legacy, and ending on a note that mattered. And in true Game of Thrones fashion, that note was soaked in blood.